I review a lot of 2-in-1s on my channel, and some of them are very expensive. But who says you have to spend a lot of money to get a decent quality 2-in-1? And that's the thinking behind this. Hey everybody, it's Andrew from AMDtech, and this is my unboxing and review of the Lenovo Miix 320. The Miix 320 starts at $199. That's the entry-level price for 2GB of RAM and 64GB of eMMC storage. But I recommend going with the higher-end model. That gives you 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Now please keep something in mind. This is not going to be a speed demon. This is only powered by an Atom X5Z8350 processor, Cherry Trail processor. And for a budget level 2-in-1, it actually performed pretty decently. I wasn't expecting a lot for a secondary type device, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Packaging is pretty decent, and in the box you get your power supply. Now it's 5 volts, 4 amps in terms of output, and it uses a proprietary pin connector. And you get some documentation. Holding the unit for the first time, I was surprised on just how good the quality is, especially at this budget level price. Now, one thing you're going to notice is how strong the magnetic connection is between the tablet and the dock itself. It really is very strong. But it is a bit top heavy since all of the computer guts are in the tablet itself. With its keyboard dock, it weighs 2.3 pounds, and at 0.7 inches thick, it's very thin. This is a very portable device, and it's really great for our students and those who want a secondary device to take notes in class or in meetings. But the star of this show has to be its 10.1-inch IPS touch display. It has a resolution of 1920 by 1200. That's 224 pixels per inch, and it has a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. Now, it's not the brightest display in the world at 220 nits, but the colors are accurate at 95% sRGB. For a budget level device, this is actually a very nice display. The colors are pretty sharp. I'm thinking this is really one of the better displays you'll find on a 2-in-1, especially at this price point. And the bezels actually aren't that bad. I've seen thicker on other budget devices. Now, as far as ports are concerned, here's what you get. On the left hand side, you have your power button along with your volume rocker up and down. And on the right hand side of the device, you have your 3.5mm headset jack, a USB Type-C port, it's data only, and you get a micro HDMI port to connect to a TV or a monitor. The keyboard provides 2 additional USB 2.0 ports, one on each side. Now this is a 10.1-inch device, so the keyboard is going to be cramped, and at 1.2mm of key travel, it was a bit on the shallow side. But overall, I think it really did the job as far as getting the work done. As far as typing out an email or a letter, you certainly can use this. Now, it doesn't have a backlight, and at this budget level price, I didn't expect one. Now, as far as the touchpad is concerned, it was a bit on the stiff side, although it was accurate in terms of responsiveness, and I thought it was pretty decent. 2-finger scrolling worked well, and Windows 10 gestures worked as advertised. Now, as far as sound is concerned, it was actually pretty decent. The speakers are located right below this display on the tablet itself, and it has Dolby Audio sound presets. Nice. The Miix 320 sports a 2-megapixel front-facing webcam. Let's see it in action. So this is the webcam on the Lenovo Miix 320. It's 1280 by 720 at 30 frames per second, and so it's a 720p webcam. And it is grainy, doesn't do great in low light situations, as you can see. Now, when you're on a Skype conversation, this is what it sounds like when you're typing. Certainly not the greatest sound coming out of this microphone, but certainly not the worst I've ever seen. But again, it's passable if you do need to do Skype, if you do need to do a video conference over the web or so forth, it can get the job done. There's a 5-megapixel camera on the back, and I wouldn't be taking any pictures with a 2-in-1. This is no exception. Here's some examples. It uses a SanDisk eMMC at 128 gigabytes in capacity, of which 91.4 gigabytes are available to the user. And here's how it did on the Crystal Disk Mark test, pretty much on par with what you'd get on this Cherry Trail Atom type device. And here's how it did on the Geekbench 4 test, pretty typical of a Cherry Trail Atom device. It has 802.11 AC dual band wireless, nice, and it also has Bluetooth 4.1. Both worked well, reception was excellent, and the range was very good. And the unit I have runs Windows 10 Pro. I did buy it from Newegg Business, and it is geared towards business users, so that's why it has Pro. I was really happy with the battery life on this device. Now with YouTube, Netflix, light gaming, some Photoshop, light Photoshop of course, and some web browsing under the Edge browser with 40% screen brightness, I did about 9.5 hours, which is really good. Now if you turn down the brightness a bit, you can probably get a little bit more. Of course, if you do anything of processor intensive nature, it's going to reduce the battery life, so please keep that in mind. As far as thermals are concerned, it's actually pretty good. It didn't get very hot. It got a little bit warm when I streamed the 15-minute YouTube HD video, with the highest temperature being on the back at 97 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a little bit above normal. So at the end of the day, can I recommend the Lenovo Miix 320? Is it worth your hard-earned money? And the answer is yes. I think this is one of the better 2-in-1 budget level devices you can find on the market. Perfect for students or perfect for anybody who wants a secondary device that they could take with them on the go to take notes at a meeting or just to have something to watch a movie on an airplane and not worry about battery, since it does have good battery life. This has a very nice display and some decent sounding speakers coming together, making this worth your money. So what do you think about the Lenovo Miix 320? I really do like it. I think it's a great budget level 2-in-1, great for back to school, great for note taking in a class or in a meeting. I would stay away from the $199 starting price entry-level version. The reason being it only has 2 gigabytes of RAM and it only has 64 gigabytes of onboard storage. It doesn't have any way for storage expansion. There's no microSD card slot. Go with a higher end model with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage. That's a lot better. Now, what do you think of it compared to one of its main competitors, which I think is a great budget level 2-in-1 that I reviewed earlier this year? It's the Asus Transformer Mini T102HA. It's a really nice budget 2-in-1 that has a nice display, although it's not as high resolution as this display, but it does have pen support and it really has that outstanding build quality, great keyboard. Check out my review from earlier this year. It's still a very viable option, especially for the back to school budget level 2-in-1s that you are looking for. I know I've been getting a lot of requests for this one. This is the Miix 320, and I think this is a really good choice as well. Depending on your needs, this is a really great price, and I think you can't go wrong. But I'm curious to know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I am curious to know what you think of the Lenovo Miix 320. Let me know. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and of course our website, AMDtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMD Tech. See ya.